Have you ever had that feeling, that undeniable sense about someone, or maybe a place, situation, where it defies logic?
Oh, absolutely. That inner knowing, right?
Exactly. That deep intuition that just whispers. It feels like you're seeing something more, doesn't it? Like perceiving a deeper reality, maybe a subtle current flowing just beneath us.
Mm-hmm.
So on this deep dive, we're actually going to peel back the layers on exactly that. It's a concept called vibrational vision.
It sounded fascinating.
It really is. It's got roots in ancient Hermetic traditions, but what's surprising is how it's illuminated by modern science, too.
Okay.
So our mission today is to uncover what this perception really is. You know, how it's always been part of us, why it might have gotten kind of muffled over time.
Right. Sort of lost or ignored.
Yeah. And maybe most importantly, the practical steps to reactivate it. We're drawing our insights from the YouTube channel Transcend, specifically a piece they did called There is a Vision Beyond Matter, and You Can Act Today. So get ready, because rediscovering this could genuinely, fundamentally transform how you perceive the world.
Sounds like quite a journey.
Definitely. So to start us off, what exactly is vibrational vision, as our source material describes?
Well, it's presented as this ability, this capacity to perceive the energetic architecture that precedes every physical manifestation.
Energetic architecture.
Yeah, and importantly, it's not described as clairvoyance or, psychic powers in the usual sense.
Right, not magic.
Exactly. It's framed more as an organic technology of your own human field, something innate. It operates through what they call vibrational coherence, not our normal five senses.
Okay, so like a built-in system we maybe don't use.
That's the idea, a biological mechanism for this kind of subtle perception.
And it seems like our bodies are already doing this, even before our conscious minds really catch up.
Precisely. And that's one of the really fascinating parts, how our physical body seems to grab onto this silent information before the conscious mind processes it.
Wow.
Think about it. Your body apparently registers an energetic signature from people or places milliseconds before your brain even forms a visual image or understands words.
That's incredible.
Yeah, that's that preconscious awareness they talk about, the gut feeling, that sense of something pulsing behind appearances that arrives before any word.
This isn't an entirely new concept, though, is it? The source mentioned it has ancient roots.
Oh, definitely not new. In the Hermetic traditions, they explicitly call it vibrational vision. It actually makes me think of the ancient Egyptian silent scribes.
Silence.
Yeah, they weren't just people writing things down. They were described as masters of seeing with the eyes of the heart, recording reality without the ego getting in the way.
Even with the heart.
Mm-hmm. And you find this in the Corpus Hermeticum, too, that collection of ancient Hermetic texts. It describes this vision as a direct reflection of the universal mind.
The universal mind.
Right. And Hermes Trismegistus, the sort of legendary figure behind these texts, taught that the all is mind. The implication is, to access that totality, you need to silence the ego's distortion. Let truth reveal itself. Even the eye of Horus symbol, which everyone recognizes. The source suggests it's not about a biological eye, but represents this vibrational technology, seeing through frequency, not just form.
Perception through frequency.
Yeah, it points to this deep understanding of inner coherence, where your body becomes almost like a transparent mirror for energetic reality.
Which raises a really interesting question. If this is so fundamental, so natural, why does the source suggest it was gradually concealed?
That is a provocative thought, isn't it?
Yeah.
The source posits it was hidden, or maybe just fell out of favor, precisely because it revealed something dangerous to structures of control.
Dangerous how?
The idea is that it shows every single human has direct access to truth without intermediaries. No middleman needed. This vibrational vision, by letting you read the real frequency behind words and appearances, could potentially dismantle institutional lie. It means people could find truth for themselves.
Without needing an external authority to interpret it for them.
Exactly. That's the implication.
So is the source saying it was like a deliberate conspiracy, or more of a slow cultural shift away from trusting ourselves?
It seems to lean more towards a gradual cultural conditioning. Societies slowly, perhaps unintentionally sometimes, trained us away from trusting our direct internal perception.
Making us rely more on external info, hierarchies.
Right. Because fundamentally, unmediated access to truth challenges centralized control. It just does.
Fascinating stuff. Okay, so let's shift gears a bit. How does something this subtle actually work from a modern scientific viewpoint? The source points to our own body, starting with the heart.
Yeah, this is where it connects in some really compelling ways. They talk about the heart's electromagnetic field. Apparently, it's measured as being 60 times stronger than your brain's field.
60 times stronger. Wow.
And it extends, they say, up to 3 meters beyond the body. So it's like this natural antenna or biological radar constantly picking up subtle frequencies around us.
That would explain sensing someone nearby before you see them or feeling the vibe of a room.
Precisely. It offers a plausible biological mechanism for those common experiences.
And neuroscience seems to chime in here too, right? About processing info on different layers.
Absolutely. Neuroscience confirms we process information on multiple levels. And crucially, the deepest layer happens before conscious awareness kicks in.
Before we even think.
Right. Our nervous system is incredibly sensitive. It's designed to pick up these energetic signatures, tiny shifts in temperature, emotional density, subtle vibration, milliseconds before we consciously recognize what we're seeing or hearing.
It's like a primal form of knowing.
Kind of a precognition, yeah. And this links into broader physiology too. The source mentions polyvagal theory.
Ah, yes, Stephen Porges's work. How does that...
Well, polyvagal theory looks at how our nervous system regulates responses and connection. It turns out the vagus nerve, when it's activated in a certain state of safety and connection, doesn't just calm us down. It actually expands our ability to read the energetic field around us.
Really?
Yeah, especially when our breathing, heartbeat, and brain waves fall into sync, into coherence. The body becomes this ultra-sensitive instrument of perception.
It's pretty amazing how our biology seems perfectly wired for this. And the source suggests we can actually train this a bit through neuroplasticity.
That's right. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself, is key here. It proves we can rewire the brain to prioritize intuitive circuits over analytical ones.
So we can build new pathways.
Exactly. When we consistently practice this kind of receptive perception, we're actively developing new neural patterns. Patterns that favor, as the source puts it, synthesis over fragmentation, presence over anxiety. It's like training a muscle.
And where does epigenetics fit in? That sounds like another layer.
It is. Epigenetics looks at how our behaviors and environment can change how our genes work. The source brings this up, suggesting that certain states of consciousness can actually reconfigure your genetics.
So our state of mind affects our gene.
In a way, yes. By consistently holding what they call a transparent frequency, your body literally becomes a better natural conductor of subtle information. It stops being an effort and becomes more like an organic function, just like breathing.
Okay, so we've got a sense of what it is, the science hinting at how it works. Now, the big question, how do we actually activate? The source talks about 3 master codes.
Right, and they frame these not just as techniques, but as operating frequency, ways to restore our natural perception by clearing out the conditioning.
Makes sense. Let's start with the first one. The technology of coherent silence. Sounds deeper than just being quiet.
It definitely is. It's not just the absence of noise. It's about achieving this internal alignment where your breathing, your heartbeat, your brain waves, they all synchronize.
Okay.
This makes your whole body a refined instrument of perception. The practice they suggest is pretty specific. You put your attention on the center of your chest, you breathe, so each inhale gently expands that area, creating a sense of inner space. Then, on the exhale, you consciously allow mental tension to just dissolve through the heart area. You do this for 3 minutes straight, with a clear intention of aligning your inner field.
3 minutes? That seems doable.
Yeah. And the result they describe is this vibrant stillness. Perception shift becomes almost archaeological, picking up the information that exists before form fully manifests. You essentially become a receptive surface that mirrors the energetic truth.
Wow. Okay, that leads nicely into the second code. The reversal of the outward gaze. Sounds like fighting perception inside out.
It kind of is. Our usual way of perceiving is often like projection, right? Like shining a mental flashlight, analyzing, labeling, figuring things out.
Yeah, constantly trying to understand.
Vibrational vision, though, is described as reflective. You become more like a reflective surface that allows the world to reveal itself to you without you imposing interpretation.
How do you practice that?
They suggest specific attention training, like look at any object for 2 minutes, but don't try to understand it, name it, or analyze it. Just allow it to enter you.
Just receive it.
Exactly. And apply this in conversations, too. Instead of mentally rehearsing what you'll say next, dedicate yourself fully to just receiving the person's real frequency beyond their actual word.
That takes focus.
It does. But the outcome, they say, is that it rebuilds neural circuits that favor intuition over analysis. Communication starts revealing subtle things, patterns of sincerity, emotional masks, hidden intention. You start to inhabit reality as it truly is, receiving precise information.
Okay, and the third code, the embodiment of the transparent frequency. What's the core idea?
This one's about becoming like a clear channel. Seeing beyond matter means becoming transparent to the frequencies that are always flowing, but usually get blocked by our personal identification, our constant thoughts, emotions, memories, who we think we are.
So less me getting in the way.
Basically, yes. Less identification creates more space for pure perception. They relate it to the old Hermetic principle, solve et coagula.
Dissolve and coagulate.
Right. Dissolve the old rigid ways of perceiving, then crystallize a new way of seeing. First, you dissolve that rigidity using coherent silence and reversing the gaze. Then you stabilize this new mode.
And the practice.
You set aside 5-minute periods where you deliberately position yourself as just a neutral conductor of information. Sit anywhere, really.
Yeah.
And just allow all sensations, energies, vibrations to pass through you without getting attached. You are just the space where perception happens.
You're the space, not the filter.
Exactly. When you sustain this consistently, the body becomes that natural conductor, and vibrational vision starts to feel like an organic, everyday function.
So putting it all together, these aren't just quick fixes. They're really an invitation to recalibrate your whole internal state, shifting from analyzing everything outside to resonating from within, letting reality kind of unfold.
That sums it up perfectly.
Yeah.
It's about remembering how to perceive naturally before we learn to overthink everything.
Okay, this sounds incredible, but we need to address the elephant in the room. There has to be an obstacle, right? The source points to this deep-seated ancestral fear of trusting your own subtle perception.
Ah, yes. The doubt is huge.
You've just been so conditioned, haven't we, to basically disqualify anything that doesn't come neatly packaged through the 5 conventional senses.
It's a critical point.
Yeah.
Why do we doubt it so readily? That little voice inside, the one that immediately whispers, this is just imagination, or you're making this up. It can't be real. It's powerful.
Where does that come from?
Well, the source suggests society itself trains us to distrust intuition. It often gets labeled unscientific or fantastical. And this fear, they argue, might originate from control structure that actually need us to doubt our own perception. So we depend on external authorities instead.
So if we want to use this, we have to overcome that ingrained skepticism. How do we start building real trust in this vibrational knowing?
The path forward, according to the source, is through gradual validation. Start small.
Low stakes.
Exactly. Apply vibrational vision in low-risk situations. Try noticing the energy of different environments you walk in. Pay attention to the real frequency you sense from people close to you underneath the surface of conversation.
And then
Mentally note your perceptions. Just observe and then watch how they confirm themselves later. The source emphasizes that each time one of these subtle perceptions turns out to be accurate, it rebuilds trust. It's like gathering evidence for your own inner knowing.
little by little, proving it to yourself.
Precisely. And the ultimate outcome they describe.
What happens when you stick with it?
Apparently, within just a few weeks of consistent practice, this way of seeing starts to prove itself more precise than any mental analysis. The fear naturally dissolves because you've shown yourself, through direct experience, that seeing beyond matter isn't fantasy. It's actually the most real way to navigate life.
That's a bold claim. To really bring this home, the source shares a story, right, about Margot.
Yes, Margot, corporate negotiator, 15 years in the game, super logical, data-driven, strategy-focused. All her decisions were, correct on paper.
Make perfect sense analytically.
Totally. But something was consistently off. Deals would unexpectedly collapse. Partnerships would sour and turn toxic. She had all the right information, but the outcomes were just disappointing.
Frustrating.
Hugely. So she reached a turning point. She decided, almost as an experiment, to apply these 3 codes during a really crucial negotiation meeting with some international investors.
She actually used coherent silence, reversed gaze, transparent frequency in a business.
Yep. She activated her internal coherence beforehand, consciously reversed the outward analytical gaze during the meeting, and just allowed her perception to become transparent. For the first time, she wasn't just analyzing their words and their polished pitch. She was receiving what they were transmitting energetically.
And what did she perceive? What did that vibrational vision pick up?
It was starkly different from the presentation. Behind the impressive numbers and smooth talk, she sensed this frequency of disguised desperation, empty promises, and calculated manipulation.
Wow, nothing the spread show.
Not at all. Her vibrational vision revealed what the contracts would never show, that this partnership was heading for financial disaster. It just felt wrong on that deeper level.
So what did she do?
Based purely on that energetic read, she declined the proposal. She couldn't even fully rationalize it logically at the time, which must have been hard for her.
I bet. And the outcome?
6 months later, the truth came out. Those investors, they were embroiled in multi-million-dollar fraud scheme. Yeah. From that day forward, Margot apparently never made another significant decision without consulting her vibrational vision first. And her results, her success rate, completely transformed. It's a really powerful example of the real-world impact.
Okay, so wrapping this up, what's the big takeaway here for listening right now? The source really emphasizes that this isn't about learning some complex new technique. It's more like remembering a forgotten function.
Right. It's not about developing superpower. It's more about removing the layers of conditioning that have maybe blocked our natural perception,
Right.
returning to what they call an unblocked human field.
So the world itself doesn't change.
Exactly. The world hasn't changed. It's that you have changed the quality of your gate. You're perceiving more of what was already there.
It reminds me of that Rumi quote.
You are not just a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in every drop.
Yeah.
Yes. Your vibrational vision is almost like living proof of that interconnection.
Because when you see through frequency,
You start to recognize there's no real separation between observer and observed. Just this unified field of consciousness expressing itself in infinite ways.
so maybe the final thought to leave you with is this. Reality, in its subtle way, has always been trying to communicate. Every person, every place, every situation is constantly emitting precise information about its real nature.
You simply did not know how to listen, or perhaps hadn't remembered how.
So what might happen if you stop searching so hard outside yourself for answers that have actually always pulsed within? What if the invisible reviews itself within you and your entire life starts to become the answer? Something to think about.